Finding a shady spot. What's with you guys? I don't blame you. Today has finally turned to summer. We found summer about the 4th of July around here. And today definitely feels like Diller Picnic and County Fair time. I want to remind you all that next week Jefferson County has their fair. The week following Gage County has theirs. So make sure you attend those activities and support the 4-H'ers who put a lot of work into their projects and always appreciate a pat on the back for the good work that they do. Well, let's get back to the Diller Picnic. For those of you who didn't hear the last rundown of things that are going on tonight, we're going to do an abbreviated version here really quick because we have all of about 6 minutes before we start a parade. Well, I tell you what, on the south end of Main Street, down at the community building, we have Sweet Creations. Carmen's prepared a lot of wonderful homemade food for you this evening, and she invites you to come down after the parade. I'm sure Carmen's going to be there until the food is gone. So find your way down there if you like ice cream, if you like pie, if you like sandwiches. I think those are the things that are on Carmen Ragland's menu tonight. In the Opera House, Van's Barbecue is offering a chicken barbecue. They always have excellent food. They serve until it's gone, and like I told the folks earlier, don't be the guy who is the first one to hear, I'm sorry, we're all out of chicken. If you want chicken, make sure you get down there and get yourself in line so you enjoy it for this evening. Neil and Jody Rolfs are inviting you to come to the end zone tonight. They're going to have a karaoke contest. They also have a lot of cool beer on tap for you, as well as in the cooler. And you can go and enjoy a nice, pleasant evening of music in the beer garden. Going on up the street, we have a number of vendors offering barbecued turkey legs, and we've got shaved ice and all kinds of good food moving up the street. We invite you as you go past them to look at the Bank Museum. There is 2 tables of books there. Those books need homes. They are from the old collection of the Diller Library. They are not going to be kept in the collection, and if you do not give them a home, they will probably be thrown away. So we put up there vintage books, free, take all you want. We are absolutely serious about that, and so please go help yourself, take all you want. They're going to be out there long after the parade's over. So if you're down on the picnic grounds, if you've watched the Marshall County Community Band play down at the park and you say, I wish I'd have picked that book up, please come back because it's going to be there. I really want books to find homes. So take a minute and look there tonight. I mentioned the picnic grounds. We have Richard's Amusements. They have a lot of fun games and rides for you guys. Do stop down there because we also have the St. Paul's Lutheran Church who has their hamburger stand. They always fry them up and they're ready for you after the picnic. They always have a crew down there while you and I are enjoying the parade. They're frying hamburgers so that nobody has to wait very long for that nice picnic hamburger when they get done. I also forgot to mention earlier that the American Legion Post has their bingo stand. Do we talk about a popular activity at the Diller Picnic? If these guys ever canceled the bingo stand, I think there'd probably be one grand riot. So make sure you stop there, as well as we have a group who are offering the Diller Community Cookbooks for sale. The cookbooks are on special. You will be able tonight to buy 2 of the Diller cookbooks for $10. That is a savings of $4 for 2 cookbooks. They are great cookbooks. They were printed last year, and you can find their table right by the St. Paul's hamburger stand and the bingo stand. So pick those up for wedding gifts, anniversary gifts, Christmas gifts, or for your own cookbook collection. After the parade, you can get down to the park because we have the Marshall County Community Band who is going to be providing a concert starting at about 8:30. That concert is free of charge. The park has been misted for mosquitoes, so we are hoping it is as mosquito-free as possible. Get yourself a funnel cake, a piece of cake, a hamburger, or whatever. Go down and enjoy the concert this evening free of charge. Later in the evening, we have Dustin Evans, who will be performing just across from the announcer's stand. Dustin Evans and his band will be providing music this evening until, I'm looking here, and I'm guessing it will be until midnight, perhaps, it's probably until 1 o'clock. They also have beer for sale in the dance. It is open to minors and those old enough to purchase beer, so they will go ahead and give you the right armband so you can enjoy the evening as safely as possible. I think I've gone ahead and covered everything like I told you earlier. This is always a party that is fun for us to share with our friends, our guests, and our neighbors. It started 111 years ago with a group that was a lodge here in Diller, and they started with a picnic basket lunch, inviting new people to join the lodge, and look what it's turned into. It would be quite curious to see what those original organizers of that first Diller Picnic would think of what we've done with the 111th Diller Picnic. Last night we had we had the Bush Bulls. Today we had mud drags, we've had Pastor Golf, we've had an improv group on the stage last night. We've had friends here to visit, class reunions. I don't know that it gets much better than that. Time to share with dear friends in a setting where you can sit back on the curb, enjoy a parade, enjoy a visit on a beautiful summer evening. And so with that, I will tell you that we are just about ready to get started with this year's version of the Diller Parade, entitled Make Your Own Kind of Music.
Through the glass.
Pats and Brad Paul of Diode Communications will be singing the national anthem this evening. And so, let's have a parade. This is one of those awkward silences. They said they would sound the siren. I guess we could do it ourselves. We could all just holler or hoot or something. Oh, there it is! Now, I will tell you that in the time it took Paris Hilton to explain to Larry King how horrible her stay in jail was, you and I are going to enjoy a parade. So, let's have a parade. Bringing the colors up the street are Eldine Adams, Larry Chambers, Joe Novotny, and Howard Behrens. Following them are the Honor Guard from the Fairbury VFW Post 3113. This year we have two very special entries as well. In the first Jeep, we have Staff Sergeant Mark Makovica. Accompanying Sergeant Makovica is Ken Barber, World War II veteran from Diller. In the green Jeep, We have Sergeant Greg Henderson and Sergeant First Class Jake Bergensell. Accompanying them are Howard Perkins, also a World War II veteran from Diller. Our Jeeps are from the 267th Ordnance Company. The 267th served in active duty in Iraq from December 2003 to February of 2005. We are honored by your presence. At this time, I ask you to rise for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we've watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in and gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you very much, Brad. And thank you to our active service persons and our veterans. You represent a very important and honorable part of our country. We are delighted this evening to welcome as our Grand Marshals, Alan, Joanne, and Ed Swagger. We honor them this evening, the Swagger family, not only as longtime community volunteers and supporters, but this evening we honor Alan, Joanne, and Ed as those who made the initial gift to the Diller Community Endowment. Our endowment now stands at over $160,000 in pledges and gifts. Our goal is to raise this amount to $200,000 by 2008. We are honored to have you here this evening, and it is our pleasure to say thank you to you in this way. Next, we are delighted to have the Diller Odell High School Marching Band under the direction of Mrs. Cindy Lindblad start off our parade by making their own kind of music. Welcome, Griffin Band. Griffins, for sharing your own kind of music. We're really proud of our music departments. Diller Odell have two very quality instructors who share a lot of their talents and passion for music with our kids. Cindy Lindblad and Jan Liscombe do a fine job, and it is a delight for me this evening to see a lot of younger band members here. Those students who were in the 6th grade last year and who are marching for their first time. You guys are doing an awesome job. Thanks for spending some time your summer to share your music. Hey, let's go to the fire department next. Diller is proud of our volunteer fire and rescue. We have a number of units that are staffed entirely by volunteers. Tonight we have our fire marshal, Jeff Nelson, or fire captain, Jeff Nelson, who is sharing the fire truck coming up the street with our ambulance. I'm not quite sure who's driving that tonight. I think it's Butch Cornell. This is some of those things that if you're from a larger community, you really don't get. But we don't have the budget to pay staff to do these kinds of things. We have generous volunteers in our community and surrounding communities who are there to serve your needs when you have them. And we are so proud of the effort that they invest. Their time and their talents are truly gifts to their community. Bringing the water truck, we have Ron Sass and his daughter Chelsea. And so this is our chance to say thank you to those men and women who go out of their way to attend trainings for our well-being. So thank you to all of them. And coming up last but not least, we got Casey McLaughlin. Hi Casey, good to have you here this evening. Of course, you can't have a parade without royalty, and we are proud to introduce to you this year's nutrition site royalty, Eldine and Norma Banahan. Eldine and Norma are active participants in their communities, and it is a delight for them to be honored this evening in such a way. And I see that their escort this evening is another wonderful friend of our community, Richard Meyer. And so it's fun to have all of you in the parade this evening. Our first float of the evening comes to you from the Diller Community Club. This beautiful entry tells you that Diller is building for the future, and that is certainly true. Diller is a community that holds a survey on a regular basis. We ask our community members what our desires and needs are, and from there volunteers work to make that a reality. And certainly the community club is a key piece of that. Our next entry is from the State Bank of Odell. We are delighted to wish them 100 happy years of service to their communities. We are delighted to be one of those communities now, with the State Bank of Odell offering services here at their site in Diller, along with their ATM services. And so it's a joy to see their smiling faces tonight, and we wish you a happy 100 with many more to come. Thanks for coming this evening. Coming next is a daughter, a granddaughter, a friend of our community. Well, I tell you what, it's Miss Blue River, and we are delighted to welcome this evening Amanda Busboon. I say daughter, granddaughter, friend because I went to high school with Amanda's mom, and there's Elizabeth and her father, Tom. Tom, is that Tom driving? Okay, good deal. I didn't recognize Tom. You look so young. We're pleased to have Amanda here. Amanda is Miss Blue River. She is the daughter of Tom and Pam Busboom of Crete. She attends Dome College. She is an active volunteer, and we are delighted that she is here this evening. Our next beautiful entry is from St. Paul's Lutheran Church. A wonderful, wonderful reminder of the music that our faith brings into our life. Thank you. God is the DJ of life. It is the dance floor, love is the rhythm, and you are the music. Thank you to St. Paul's Lutheran Church for this beautiful entry. And I tell you what, I am delighted to honor the Swigert family. Glad you found your way up here. We have umbrellas for you to stay so you're not blinded by the light. And we'll get on with our parade. Oh my. All right, kids, I think it's candy time. We are always appreciative of the fact that our parade entries always keep your safety in mind. So if you kind of make sure that the entry passes by before you run out to get the candy, then we feel good that you'll be safe. We say good evening and hello to Larry and Deb Junker of Fairbury Livestock Company of Fairbury, Nebraska. It's always good to have them here with us. Larry invites you to come to his auctions. He does have a, a cattle sale every Tuesday, and then every third Saturday of the month he invites you to come over because they always have a horse sale. Larry is an active supporter of things, volunteer things within the Jefferson County, and so we thank him for coming tonight. Now, the next float is near and dear to my heart. This is the summer reading float. It is the kids from Old MacDonald read a book. We are so glad to see all you guys. We have a summer reading program, and this year Old MacDonald welcomed us to his farm where we made butter and ice cream and had a wonderful time reading. Do you guys remember the cheer? Yes, you do. Nabe moo, cock-a-doodle-doo. Old MacDonald likes to read, and we do too. See, I told you you remembered it. You have a better memory than you knew. Good to have you kids. All right. Let's make our own kind of music with our own kind of friends. It's Diode Communications, and it's Diode Idol. All right, so how do we determine who the winner of tonight's contest is? All right, Randy, otherwise known as Simon. All right, let's hear a tune. Let's hear a tune.
Looking back on the memory of the dance we shared beneath the stars above. For a moment, all the world was right. Could I have known that you'd ever say goodbye?
Wow, great. That is awesome. See you in Los Angeles.
Yeah, oh, okay. He must be right up there. But you know, Randy, we didn't hear the other contestant. You know, and the name was Brianna. Brianna
is here to rock your world.
You go, girl. You go, girl. You know, the sound ain't so good, but the moves are much better than Brad's. You go, girl, you go. Rock on. Hey, you know what? Maybe that dancing show is more for Brianna. Dial Communications says they are your local link to the world. Well, speaking of making your own kind of music, here we have an entry that is brought to you from the Diller Development Team. The Diller Development Team are those folks who get together, come up with those ideas from the survey and say, how can we make this happen for our community? We are delighted to have hometown friends who have come tonight to be with us. We have a soda shop, and in our soda shop, we have friends from Minnesota who have come down to tell us that DDT, the Diller Development Team, makes Diller rock and roll. Good to have you guys here tonight. Hope you're enjoying your stint at the Diller Picnic. Welcome, we say, to Farmers Cooperative. They are proudly serving 37 communities. And out of those 37 communities, they decided to come and spend some time with us tonight. And we are really glad that they did. We've got our friend Mike Stevens over there passing out candy. Is that approved candy? Is that like dietary balanced candy? Because I know, Mike, that you work with animal nutrition and you would not serve our kids anything but like really high quality candy. It was approved by 9 out of 10 dentists. So it's total sugar. It will make you have energy beyond any energy that your mother wants you to have. So Mike and their friends from Farmers Co-op are here to say, have fun at the Diller Picnic. You can't have a picnic parade without our friends from the Shriners. We are so happy to have them here. First, we welcome our Shriners from the center in Lincoln, Nebraska. We remind you that the Shriners are active in supporting a number of charitable hospitals for children, their orthopedic children's hospital, their 3 burn institutes, and as well as sponsoring the North and South High School football game and the Shrine Soccer Classic. Remember that the Shrine is known as the world's greatest philanthropy. We are delighted to have you gentlemen here this evening, and we appreciate the work you do on behalf of children. Thank you so very much. In the first 4 vehicles, honored members of the Shrine, followed by a little bit of fun. Captain John Reed brought down his crew of little cars. This group rides a miniature Model T, and they appear in a lot of parades each year. You know what? These guys are always ready to go. You know what? This reminds me just a bit of the parking lots at Christmas time. Don't you think? My husband always wonders who it was that designed the parking lot out there at Gateway. He doesn't make head nor tails of how you are to figure that one out. Cruisin' Classics are next. Why, the Cruisin' Classics were formed by just 13 members in 1992. They are always ready to bring their antique and specialty autos, trucks, and motorcycles down. Their entries are always 1980 or older, and they're one of the leading Shrine units in parades. One of the other things that these gentlemen do is that, as well as polish these beautiful vintage cars, is that they collect empty aluminum cans and other scrap metal as a fundraiser. So if you care to contribute to these gentlemen's worthy work, please contact any of the Shrines, the Sostras offices in Lincoln, or any of their members. We thank you for bringing down this wonderful collection. I'm sorry you have no motor. I didn't notice you over there. Can you sing us a tune? I bet you were trying to get on that American Idol, weren't you? And they passed you They wouldn't let you on. Well, I tell you, go and talk to Brianna. She's looking for a partner for Dancing with the Stars. So I'd say you and her would make a great team. Anybody like a motorcycle? Anybody like a Harley motorcycle? Well, Alan Peterson and his group from the Shriners bring their large Harley Davidsons down to entertain you this evening. They were organized in 1971 and they compete a lot in the Central States. They assist and participate in the Nebraska Land Days at North Platte and serve as an escort to many dignitaries. So it's fun to have them perform for us this evening. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming. Hopefully you'll have an enjoyable ride home. Thank you. All right, now what's the story here? Folks, we're trying to have a parade here. You're not to park on Main Street. Oh, wait a minute, it's the staff car. I thought that the shrine dignitaries were at the beginning of your entry, but you guys put them in the middle. Hi guys, the staff car is here. We're really glad you done come tonight, guys. I'm sorry I almost threw you out of the parade, but I was a little confused. I thought you were just still looking for a parking place, but you know, you just find your way through and you just have a fine time. We're glad you came down this evening. Take care. That's the Hillbilly Clan 136. Why, you know, there are only 4 in the vehicle tonight, but you would be amazed to know that there are 241 Sesostris hillbillies and hillbilly gals in Clan 136. My, I hope there was no, you know, marrying of cousins and brothers and sisters or nothing in that clan. You know, that sort of thing goes on with them hillbillies. Probably why there's so many of them. Next we have the Mustangs, the Sesostris Nobles with 1965 through 1968 classic Ford Mustang convertibles. This group started in 1977 with just 6 members, and now they have 27 Nobles. They share their appreciation for the welcome response that they are always given when they visit local parades, and they say thank you and that they're happy to be here. And I tell you what, gentlemen, we are very pleased to have you here as well. Thank you for sharing your hobby with us this evening and for the work you do on behalf of children. The Blue Valley Firemen are here next. Well, they came together in 1971, and they go to a lot of area parades. This 1956 American LaFrance fire truck and mini fire trucks are owned and they're maintained by the Shriners to promote Shrinedom. And what a fun way to share a little bit of their own music. Let's take a minute and listen. Welcome this evening, gentlemen. Oh, by the way, happy birthday to Beatrice. About 1 week late. Sorry for the belated wish. Welcome. Next we have the Shrine Bowl float. This is brought to us by the director's staff who assists the potentate in the Shrine Center with a lot of their events throughout the year. They are responsible for the presentation of their different floats. Here this evening we see the Shrine Float and the 1948 Willie's Jeepster the Shrine Hospital float. My apologies for misreading. Thank you very much. favorite for making your own kind of music, the Calliope. Thanks for bringing us some of your kind of music. All right, it's Tri-Scat time. The Tri-Scats came together and organized in 1968. It's a 12-person precision drill unit who will participate in parades and competitions. They are in many parades in southeast Nebraska and northeast Kansas. Most recently in 2004, at the regional competition in Des Moines, they received a first place in competition and a second place in obstacle course. That's some fancy driving. I would love to see the outtakes of the film when they're practicing. Diane and I think this would be fun to do, but you need to do it in a big open field and start out with a lot of room between you first before you get that close to each other. That's too fun. Thank you, Shriners. Welcome to John Carmichael. It's good to have John here this evening from Wymore. He's brought to us a number of vintage and antique tractors. Thank you, John. These bring back memories for many people. And it's a joy to see them refurbished and being used, whether it be in the field or for our pleasure. Thanks for bringing it this evening. My question, we farm with red. Where's the red? Oh, sure, at the end. Thank you. Put it at the end. I tell you what, tractors, they have changed, but there is something always romantic and great about the sound of a John Deere tractor, and I suppose it's because of my memories as a child. I appreciate a new fine machine on the implement dealer's lot, but the vintage machines are well appreciated, and thanks for those of you who are bringing them through this evening. And I'm not sure, but it's my understanding, do they have an antique tractor parade at Steel City in the fall? Do they? So that's coming up about the second week in September, right? So do you guys take your entries then? Oh, good. So for those of you who enjoy a lot of the wonderful refinished tractors, do try to make it to Steel City when they have their flea market. Next we have Vernon and Joyce Mingy, who have brought the Farmall tractors. Thank you, Vernon, for bringing red. When I asked earlier where the red was, they all just pointed behind them. Now, I'm thinking that they just put you back there, but you know what they were doing? They were saving the best to last, right? You go. Go red. We are really glad to have you here this evening, and we thank the Corner Bar of Odell for sponsoring your entry. Welcome to our neighbors to the south. Why, I tell you, Hanover had a poppin' good time last Saturday night. They are growing in notoriety for their wonderful fireworks display and their great community picnic and parade, which was in June, but they also have a lot of other great things going on. Hanover, Kansas happens to be the home of the only original and unaltered Pony Express station in the U.S., and they invite you to come to their Friends of the Hollenberg Ranch Festival on August 26th, and this is sponsored tonight by the Hanover Chamber of Commerce. So thanks for coming down. Another friend from the South, we are happy to have Robert Hawley. Hi, Robert. Thanks for bringing your wonderful equestrian entry this evening as you promote Midwest Products, another business, a very successful business, a concrete business in the Hanover area, serving this region. And if you want to know what Hanover, Kansas looks like from a bird's eye view, tonight you have a chance. We have from the Hanover Chamber of Commerce and OK Service Incorporated this very nice depiction of our friends to the south, and we're so glad that you chose to come and join us this evening. Thank you. Again, on behalf of many who enjoyed the fireworks display Saturday evening, thank you for sharing your party with us. Royalty. Like I said, can't have a parade without royalty. And we are very happy to honor the 2006 Miss Jefferson County, Miss Michelle Fairley. Michelle, who is a student at Fairbury High School, has served her county well and will be crowning a new Miss Jefferson County in just about a week. So thank you, Michelle, for serving us as our dignitary for the past year. Parades and picnics are for old friends, and we could not have had this parade without our friend Mitzi and her human driver, Richard Krause. Thank you for coming. This is a tradition that we would not want to do without. And Richard and his family says we are spreading our own kind of music, not poo. So thank you this evening for coming and bringing a good memory. Hey, I'm out of horseradish. How about you? That brings thoughts of Lord Acres Day in Endicott, Nebraska, a wonderful fall celebration that's hosted by the United Methodist Church in Endicott. They have a bicycle rodeo, they have a consignment sale, oh, do they have food, and they have homegrown horseradish. Good stuff. Clean the sinuses and top off your favorite steak. I encourage you to be a part of it. Hello to you this evening. We have Wallenberg Farms, Exarban, 100 plus years. We honor you and your family for having received this special award. The farm in the family has been in the family for over 100 years, and they are going to be honored at the Gage County Fair. Very good. Well, you know what? Parades are for reunions, for friends, for fun, for royalty. And the class of 1957 have been celebrating this week with a class reunion. They have enjoyed time together. All 21 members are still living after 50 years. That's doing very, very well. And they're the first class to graduate from the new high school after the burning of the old school. And so it is a delight to welcome the alumni of Diller High School, the class of 1957. You made it all these years. I think you deserve a round of applause. All right. And have you started planning the one for the 100th year celebration yet? You got that one all sketched out, you know, the when, the where, the why, and the how. You got it. Well, you keep going strong, guys. It's delighted to have you here. You're rowing, not drifting. You know where you're going. Good to have you. I can only imagine what that class was like. Well, I tell you what, We're happy to welcome Dwayne Dobindy and his wife, who have brought their homemade car from the early 1900s version, and it was made from all used car parts, and you put it all together yourself? That is amazing. You should be very proud. I am quite impressed. That's neat. I have some men in my family who like to do mechanical work, and that's a work of art. That's neat. Thank you. Well, let's talk about our friends to the north and some wonderful celebrating that is soon coming. The first part of August, our friends from Wilbur, Nebraska, the Czech capital of the USA, welcome us to celebrate with them on August the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th. Talk about music, talk about food, talk about fun. Wilbur is where it's at. Make sure you join them in August. Oh, and make your own kind of music. It's our friends from the Horseshoe Band. Welcome to you, gentlemen, this evening. The Horseshoe Band sponsors scholarships at the area high schools. And this year's winner from Diller was Anessa Weirs. Let's take some time and enjoy their kind of music. Following that fine tune is our friends from KUTT of Fairbury, 99.5 on the dial. This year I hear it's not a car you're giving away, it's cold cash. And they invite you to register to win their grand prize of $15,000, which will be given away in December. You need to be watching because they've been in area celebrations giving you a chance to register. Now, I'll tell you what. This is quite the group of hunters. We have the Big Indian Archers who have brought their entry for us this evening. I tell you what, I'm not sure what forest, woods, or mountains you guys are hunting in, but where you are finding this combination of animals is just a little intriguing to me. Well, the Big Indian Archers invite you to their archery range. It's located on the west side of Big Indian Lake. They ask you to join them tomorrow morning for their 3D tournament. I'll tell you, I just go out and look at the targets. Those are really cool. How about a step back in time? You can buy this. Diane, how much cash do you have in your pocket? I have $2.50. Probably not enough to make a really reasonable offer on that kind of a truck. That is too fun. He's got to get her started up, you know? You gotta nurse them along, but they're well worth it. We've got a 1929 Chevy truck brought to us, and you are reminded that it is for sale. So, doesn't that look like fun? That'd be about my speed. I couldn't get in too much trouble going that fast. Maybe. Speaking of friends of the community, we are delighted to welcome this evening Schultes & Sons Auction Service, celebrating 4 generations in the auctioneering business. And I'll tell you, Schulteses have been a part of our community as friends and as volunteers, and we are delighted to honor the 4 generations represented this evening. Well, I tell you what, I am delighted to say hello to a friend this evening who helped me out in a moment of crisis. I am pleased to welcome Tracy Crawford here tonight. I recommend Tracy to all of you. I called him one evening asking him to help with a cooling problem, and he said, "What are you doing right now?" And about that quick, he was there to help. So I tell you what, if there are any superheroes in the heating and cooling business, Tracy Crawford might be counted right in there. So thank you, Tracy. We are glad you're here this evening representing your business, and we encourage everyone to keep you in mind for their heating and cooling needs. We're glad to see him. He's the reason why the museum was anywhere near being cool today. Boy, I tell you what, it's time for some more tractors. Right now, we have a 1938 Alice Chalmers, and it's brought to us by Harold Bly, who has a hand and an eye for taking care of fine farm machinery. Next, we have a 1961 Cub, driven. There we go. Brought to us also by Ray, but it's driven by his grandson. And we're happy to have Tanner here tonight. He's 11 years old, and this is his second parade, and he's doing one fine job. Our next entry is a 1945B Alice Chalmers tractor, and it's driven by Ray's grandson, Tyler Bly. He's 13 years old, and this is also his second parade. Riding in the rumble seat is his dad, Jeff Bly. So we're really glad to have Harold bring his family and his tractors to the parade. Thank you, guys. Are you going to be in Steel City in September? You haven't decided yet. Yeah. In 1950, this wonderful Alice Chalmers was created. It was restored in 1993, and it's driven by Sharon Bly. Thank you, Sharon, for bringing your family and your entries. I think that Harold has a special place in his heart for these Alice Chalmers. Either that or he got a really good deal on orange paint, and this was the only tractor he could use it on, because he's bringing to us a 1938 Alice Chalmers tractor, and it was restored in 1992. Harold happens to get about one a year refurbished for us to enjoy. This was driven by Roger Welsh. And today it's being driven by Dwayne Ginrich. So Roger Welsh of fame was one time a passenger there. And now we have, we have Norman Wallman and his wife Pat. They are the 30th District Senator, and we are happy to have him here. Reminds us to tune into Hamill Trucking, where we get the load rocking and a rolling. Hamill Trucking and B&A Trucking are here with Buddy and Scooter. They say, give us a call and we'll be happy to do business with you. And we're happy to have you guys here this evening. Thanks. Drove this next entry to us for us this evening. It's a 1968 Ford. Max Werner drove this car for 40 years, and I'll tell you, it's looking very sharp. It looks like it can go easily another 40. Odell, Nebraska, bring an entry from the Odell Community Enrichment Organization. They are a newly formed group who are working for community improvement for Odell, Nebraska. They are sponsored by Bruno Lawn Care. We wish our I know you want to find fame and fortune, but this is not the group to do it with. And their willingness to bring it to us tonight. Next, we have our entry from Lottman Carpenter Construction. Okay, now wait a minute. This says I am intrigued here. I want to know, are you part of the Shrine Group? They were here earlier. You're not one of the clan? You're not one of those 241 of the 136th clan? Oh, are you local folks? Oh, that's scary. Okay. Do you live south of town? You're south of the tracks, aren't you? You live south of the tracks. All right. Well, just enjoy me. Way south of the track. I'm glad. I live 5 miles south of the tracks. I hope you live farther south than that. Way farther south. Oh, I'm really so glad to hear that. Somewhere down around Hanover, maybe. Oh, way south of the Hanover tracks. Oh, we're glad to hear that. Good. Brianna, you might fit in with this group. You might fit in on this group. I think your talents match. Yeah, I think their kind of music is your kind of music. Okay, you go, girl. You go. There's hope for you yet. Yeah, thanks for coming, folks. Cindy's Hair Care tells us, I love rock and roll. Right in Cindy's float tonight is Cassie Lottman, Amanda Winland, Karina Lottman, and Ashlyn Vanover, as well as Carson and Cooper Abley. They love rock and roll. You go, guys. I'm so glad to hear that one musical group lives way south of the tracks. Yeah, that just... Now, the CNC brings to us tonight one of their finer pickups, the Old Beater, a fine and favorite favorite truck that they can't give up. They're having an evening of redneck camping. Of course, the keg wagon. A piano, good piano. We have music, and we have a picnic table and food. Can you ask for anything more? No. And we have a young piano player. We have a piano prodigy. They're making their own kind of music. Let's hope they too are way south of town. Okay. All right. This entry is brought to us by Sean Lutman. It is and music is provided by Forgotten Soul of Lincoln. It's powered by an Echo Group Incorporated, courtesy of Jeremy Kansas City, Missouri. Brianna, I can't say no for you. I can only suggest you pick friends more wisely. All right. Oh no! Brianna's moving in, girls. Stand your ground. Don't let her steal your man. I'm sorry, this is a family event, Brianna. We do not have web tube top contest at the Diller Picnic. Keep that thing in place, please. Dave Anderson from Odell, Nebraska brings his next entry to us this evening. Dave's making his own kind of music.
Let's have a marching band, shall we?
Let's. Way to go, Dave! Can you tell that Dave's had a little practice in this? He's had a few years of practicing at the drum. Dave not only is a businessman in the Odell area, but is also a dignitary from Gage County. And so we thank Dave for coming this evening. And Dave, I don't know, you might just be careful. We got this Brianna chick running around when she's here with a sparkling tube top. Quit playing. Just quit playing.
We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some fun.
All right. Hey, you know what? Here is the Diller 10 and under modified team. It consists of girls from the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th grades, and they had a successful season, placing first in the Diller Junior Leaders Tournament, second in the DeWitt Tournament, and second in their league tournament. Way to go, girls! Their team was coached by Dawn Aveling, Stacy Hinneberg, and Amy Schroeder. Way to go, girls! Next we have Hair RX. The truck is provided by Jansen Implements. And this business, it comes to us from Beatrice, Nebraska. We're glad to have you here this evening, showing us that while we're making our own kind of music, we can look good at the same time. You know, summer ball is coming to an end, and this group of young men have a lot to cheer about. women had to play on Monday night, Tuesday night, got a break for 4th of July, 2 games on Thursday night, 2 games on Friday night. They came from the losers bracket to win the tournament. Way to go, guys! The Odell boys ball. Orange team, 2007 champions. Way to go, guys! Congratulations! So didn't it just make you want to go play a ball game today? No, some say yes, some say no. Oh well. Congratulations, guys. I'd say you have earned a well-deserved break. Oh my gosh. We have a redneck float. Make some noise in your redneck hot tub. Rednecks make their own kind of noise and hot tubs. Some redneck barbecue grilling goes great too. Shannon Ross and BJ Stein have invited some of their redneck friends and family to celebrate this 111th Diller Picnic. Now, you know what? I'm related to them, and my invitation must have gotten lost in the mail. I feel hurt. I'll probably get over it. Good throw. Oh, Tyler's much better. See, way to go! These guys are feeling bad for me because I didn't get invited to the family redneck float. So they're throwing food at me. You guys know it makes me happy. You're good men. Way to go. All right. Oh no, Brianna found them already. Oh my word, Diana. Brianna's like everywhere. She's like the wind. She's everywhere. Hey, are the monkeys with you? I didn't think at the last family reunion there was anybody that looked like that, but you know, sometimes I don't know Aldine's family, so I didn't know. Where is my invitation? I am not taking seconds. You asked Brianna before me. I am hurt. I will get over it with large amounts of cash and precious gifts. I'll give you my address later. Brianna, enough of you, Brianna. Somebody drown Brianna, will you? Get her out of sight there, Clint. Get her out of sight. You know what's tragic? These kids, they all come out to my house on a regular basis. Kind of gives you an idea of our level of fun, right? Yeah. And I'll have you know that's my mother-in-law's Christmas lights. We had to take them off her house so we could put them on a float. Same to you, Clint. Next year, I'm on your float. All right. At least they could offer us like a chicken leg or a big piece of pork or something. Yeah, right. Well, all right. I think I'm over the shock of not being invited to my family's float. We'll get on to the parade. We have Can Equip from Marysville, Kansas. Can Equip is your New Holland, Agco, and Bobcat dealer in Marysville. They also sell the Axion mower and, let's see, Stihl chainsaws and trimmers. They service what they sell, and Can Equip invites you to come and do business with them. They would be happy to fill all of your lawn and garden needs. So, welcome to Can Equip for Marysville. I was down in Marysville earlier this week. You put up the new monument down there where the railroad tracks used to cross the highway. I want to commend you. That's a very attractive addition to your downtown area. They have a wonderful community down there. They too have a lot of activities within their community, and I know that they would be happy to have you support them. Next, we have D&J Ag Products. We have Dennis and Jeanette and some good-looking grandchildren who have joined them this evening to ask for your support for their business. Thanks, Kelsey, for that treat. Earlier, I talked about the Swagger family and their support of the Diller Community Endowment and Foundation. This float is brought to you by the Diller Community Foundation, and it reminds you that Diller is aiming high with its endowment and its foundation. We are building a legacy to our community's future. And I want to say hi to Alan Rawls and Stacy Rawls. That's my son and my new daughter-in-law. So I'm happy to see them in the parade this evening. And we thank everyone who over this year and the past have made a commitment to the Community Foundation Endowment. Remember, we have until 2008 to reach that $200,000 goal, and we appreciate your support and participation. Hey, you know what? Let's play in the mud. Today was the mud ride. All right, now, you can't tell me that Casey Snyder and his friends they're just little boys who never grew up and love to go play in the mud with noisy trucks. And I can't blame them because it's fun. And so we're really glad to have Casey and his friends here. We have Matt Miller and Tyler goes here also. So thanks guys for coming. Did you do good today? You did okay? Hopefully you had fun. They made a lot of noise and they had fun in the mud. Next we have Rogers Ranch. Brett Rogers Custom Swapping and Baling. And I tell you what, have you had much straw this year to do? We was too short, wasn't it? Yeah, well, this wasn't the best hay year for this part of the country, so hopefully they're finding lots of prairie and brome and other good things to swap and bale for you. Next, we have a 1974 Chevy Impala, Spirit of America. It's brought to us by Sue and Virgil Bray. You know, that's another one of those vehicles that's timeless, and it's always fun to see how well they're maintained and enjoyed. Now, talk about interesting entries. We used train in Diller. It was called the Burlington Northern Railroad. When it left, the community felt it would be best if we tried to establish our own. We haven't yet got it down, but we have conductor Lloyd Rippey, producers Hybrid Friends, detailing by Nelson, Barron's Wicking, Diller Electric. They are working on a problem solving. So far it looks like they're just getting into trouble and having fun. And the Country Bob's Redneck Grill. Oh, Roadkill Grill. Oh, tasty. The one who brought us a sample tonight. Oh, it would be impolite to not share with the Grand Marshal. Here you go. Have a little roadkill there. Thanks, Alan and Joanne. It's a brand new bunch of possum grits being sold at the end of the parade route as soon as the parade is over. Okay, everyone make a mental note. Now we have our friends, the Soaring Eagles 4-H Club, who have come to us this evening making their own kind of music. There is Carol Clark and her 4-H members who are busily getting ready for the Jefferson County Fair, which will be next week. And now, the Diller Odell FFA chapter comes swing with the PFFA. Now, wait a minute. I gave your group animal hats to wear. Where are they? Yeah, right. Tyler sold them for cash, didn't he? Yeah, no, get it from him later. This is a wonderful group of blue jackets and bright futures, and we wish them all the very best as they participate in the county fairs and the state fair, which will soon come up. Boy, I'll tell you, that country Rob's possum's pretty good. Next, we have the Homestead Writers 4-H Club. Leading the club is the 2007 Homestead Writers Queen, our hometown girl, Hayden Hemphill, and the Princess Janan Whitler, and the flag bearer is Justin Whitler. We welcome you this evening and we congratulate you, Hayden. Okay. Why, we have the Hamill boys following the horses, doing the cleanup. You know what, you two young men? Good for you. Starting in as volunteers to the community. Thank you. Next, we have the Cub Scout Troop Pack 222 from Odell, Nebraska. They serve both Diller and Odell boys from the 1st grade through the 5th grade. And we are happy to have Christy Winland and her troop. Oh, and there is Mary Clegan. We're glad to have all you guys here this evening. Welcome, making your own kind of music. Not Mary, that's Sharon. Sorry, Sharon. My memory's going. Bruna Implement brings to us a new red tractor, a 165 Case IH. I tell you, they're all pretty to me. And it's good to have you guys here. Josh Ross and Fred Callie are here to bring the entry from Bruna Implement this evening. Bruna Implement is located in Marysville, Washington, and Clay Center, Kansas. And I'm sure that Ted and his staff and brothers would be delighted to help you out with any international purchases you might be interested in. We welcome tonight Don and Janice Schneer with their 1967 Mustang. We welcome you as a member of the Rolling Wheels Car Club from Beatrice, Nebraska. Hi there, Donna. It's good to see you. You're always a friendly face in our parade. It's delighted to see you here tonight in your 1951 Ford by Ray and Donna Miller of Beatrice, Nebraska. Coming up the street is one of our vintage tractor units, which was unable to get in line quite soon enough, and so they entered a little bit later on. We have a steel wheel. We'll tell you a little bit about it in just a minute. It is a Farmall, and it is a Farmall regular, a wonderful tractor. Interesting way to bring a steel wheel tractor to the parade. Thank you. And finally brought this evening is Dustin Kenning. Dustin promotes his business to you this evening. He encourages you to remember him for custom farm services. And with that, we conclude our parade. I look at my watch. We've used up 15 extra minutes of our hour. We hope you've enjoyed the evening. We appreciate your coming to join us. We invite you to stay here to watch the Condors as they perform. And remember, at 8:30 is the free performance down at the park with the Dustin Evans concert starting later this evening. Thanks again, folks.